To this conversation now, the Democratic Alliance's Joburg Caucus leader, Belinda Kayser-Echeozonjoku, says that the city must now probe all contracts and procurement processes at the Johannesburg Road Agency during Kenny Kunene's tenure. This follows Kunene's resignation as the Transport MMC and his suspension from his party. Kayser-Echeozonjoku says that they have been receiving information from whistleblowers about alleged corruption under Kunene's administration. She now joins us for this conversation. A very good morning to you, Belinda. Thank you so much for making time for us. Before we go into the investigation that you are calling, what do you make of the decision of now the former MMC to resign from his position and also to step down from his PR council role?
Morning, Aldrin, and good morning to the viewers. Yes, we welcome him stepping down. That's what we've been asking for. The fact that he stepped down gives the mayor the easy way out, because the fact that the mayor did not want to discuss anything which for us felt that he is running away from his responsibility to address serious concerns in his administration, but we welcome it, and it gives a chance, to at least keep some of an ounce of integrity of what's left of this administration. Yeah,
and speaking about the mayor, over the weekend when he was on ENCA, he told ENCA that the council works quite differently. He has resigned as a councillor, meaning he's no longer part of council, and council therefore does not have jurisdiction over him in terms of our code of conduct as councillors. Does this then mean that there will be no investigation as far as Kenny Kunene's role is with regards to these allegations?
Let me say this, Aldrin. The mayor is running away from his responsibility. Firstly, there's no such thing as contracts and cannot be investigated, first of all. Even though Kenny Kunene is no longer in the city, and the only thing that cannot be done is that he cannot be investigated by ethics. However, the contracts that were done under his tenure, those need to be investigated. And if his name come up, of course, then law enforcement will do what needs to get done, but also not only Kenny Kunene, also those officials that were involved in the award of those tenders and any people that have benefited from any contracts that happen under his department. So the mayor is just running away from responsibilities. And I guess the reason why they probably advised him to step down is to try and shield him as well.
Yeah, who would then be doing such an investigation to look into some of these contracts? And maybe you can share with us the nature of the allegations of his political interference in the awarding of contracts that you've received.
Look, what we're saying is, and I said it this weekend as well, is that the contracts, the award of those contracts, whether the investigation to what we want is to also verify whether there was undue influence that Kenny Kunene has had over the award of those contracts, and whether those contracts were awarded to politically aligned individuals and contractors. And that is what we want to establish. We can go through to a National Treasury. We also could go through to the SIU, and the mayor himself, as the executive mayor, has access to approach the SIU directly. He can approach also National Treasury to investigate certain of those contracts. Already some of the contracts in the city are not necessarily under Kenny Kunene. We as the Democratic Alliance has already asked for National Treasury to probe some of the contracts, and we have seen some of these are happening over the past few months where law enforcement has started asking questions. So the mayor has access to the SIU, he has access to National Treasury, and he has access to law enforcement. The nature of the investigations we would like done is to check whether there was undue influence from not only the Kenny Kunene, but also the executive mayor himself, and also whether any officials who sat inside that bid evaluation committee and the bid adjudication committee, whether they went in there already having certain contractors in mind. And those are some of the allegations we have also received from whistleblowers, whom some have been bullied out of the city at the moment.
So the whistleblowers are also implicating the mayor?
100%. Some of the whistleblowers are implicating not only the mayor, but other MMCs. And also the fact that, remember when an MMC is appointed, the MMC is appointed at the delegation of the executive mayor. So if the MMC responsible is not there to answer as well, the mayor will also have to account as to what his role was, because the mayor is the 100% shareholder in all the entities in the city of Johannesburg. So it's disingenuous of the mayor to say that nothing can be done. If the MMC responsible is not held to account and there was undue influence, then the mayor's role in what happened is also need to be looked at in the delegation of the executive mayor.
What role then do you foresee the incoming MMC for transport, not too sure who that will be, what role should they then be playing, considering that you already now have this cloud over the Johannesburg Road Agency?
We're saying that whoever comes in must ensure that governance in transport, and let me just say this, Aldrin, a while ago, the Metropolitan Trading Company was moved from other departments into transport, and we had a huge problem with the fact that MTC is also under the Department of Transport. And we believe that was done to facilitate the Patriotic Alliance influence at MTC. So it's not only the Johannesburg Roads Agency and Transport, but also it would also be the Metropolitan Trading Company, which we believe we need to see what happened there and what kind of, if there were any fraud, corruption, and possible manipulation of tender processes within both the JRA and the MTC.
Yeah, we currently on our screens, we're showing a press briefing that's coming up a bit later on this afternoon with the Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, who is, of course, heading that commission of inquiry into the allegations that have been made by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. I'm looking at the terms of reference. They include the Metropolitan police departments as well. In the case of Johannesburg, it will be the JMPD. To what extent do you think this commission would be able to get to the bottom of these allegations as far as political interference into criminal investigations and also the use of a Metropolitan Office, JMPD resources to execute these alleged criminality?
One of the concerns we have as the DA with commissions of inquiry is that we are concerned that they will have the power to actually ensure that people are brought to book. We are looking at the Zondo Commission that was established, and we've seen little movement in some of the people that were fingered in that commission. So we are worried that this could be another talk shop and another avenue of the president, I would say, to pacify the anger that residents have towards monies of, money from public money being utilized for political influence and political gain. So we hope that this wouldn't be just another talk shop, another commission with no power to do anything. And we really, we are glad that it's happening, but we are worried about what could happen in Johannesburg, because if the JMPD is being utilized then for political, to execute stuff for political gain, it is a concern for us, but we welcome it. We're just worried that it will just be another talk shop and nothing will happen. And that is one of the concerns we raise. I don't know, Alden, just to bring you, to take you back to when we opened the case against the CEO of JPC and some other accused for corruption and fraud allegations. Some of these officials and politicians tell the whistleblowers that the DA can open as many cases as they want. They can be multiple commissions of inquiry, but nothing's going to happen because they enjoy protection from national and provincial government officials and politicians. So our worry and concern is that this is not just another commission of inquiry like the Usundiso, like the Zondo Commission, and then nothing happens after that. So we are hopeful that this is not another one of those.
All right, let's wait and see. And I guess one of the questions that Justice Madlanga will have to deal with a bit later on, also in relation to the whistleblowers or so-called informants who would be key into his inquiry into these allegations that have been made by Lieutenant General Ntantla Mkhwanazi. Thank you so much for your time. Belinda is the caucus leader of the Democratic Alliance in the city of Johannesburg.